We're at 4176 Chase Avenue, Los Angeles, California, performing a video sewer inspection through the 4-inch ABS plastic mainline cleanout. On the left-hand side of the house, as you are facing the house, it is between the water main and the gas meter. And we're going to attempt to get out to the city sewer. And this is Michael Gerace with Michelangelo's Plumbing, Inc. And it is April 3rd, 2018. We're going to begin running our camera inspection. We've already run a preliminary inspection. We've marked out all the areas. And we're going to run into the 4-inch ABS plastic mainline cleanout now. And we have a clay joint. We transitioned from ABS plastic to vitreous clay. And then our first joint past this area, we do have a crack in the piping. You can see it at about the 5 o'clock area, and it's going up around to about the 1 o'clock area. We've got a joint there that's cracked. There's no root intrusion at this time in this joint, and it is offset as well. The other joints that we've located and marked have much larger cracks. We have hairline roots growing in that joint, and we've got some chips in there. You can see where there was some larger roots in there they had cleaned out on the right-hand side. And we've got a crack there about the 3 o'clock area, running up toward about the 12 o'clock area and all the way around to the 9 o'clock area. And we got roots growing through that crack. And we've located and marked these and marked the depths. They're approximately between 3 foot 2 inches deep and end up at about 3 foot 8 inches deep, going toward the ABS transition. We have a larger crack here going from about the 6 o'clock area. It's going all the way around from what we can see, but especially from the 6 o'clock area, as you can see, going back up toward about the 12 o'clock area, it's very pronounced, or 11 o'clock area, and we have some roots in the joint as well, and minor separation and minor offset in the vitreous clay. We have a pretty large offset here, and we have a major break. You can see that large chunk that's out of it there. We have a crack going all the way around. We have a large piece of it that's out right there. And we have a pretty pronounced offset right there where you see the whole face of the pipe. The piping itself does not look too bad. It's mostly the joints. Here we have another large crack from about the 6 o'clock area going up toward about the 3 o'clock or 2 o'clock area. Pretty large crack in the piping and a pretty large offset there. The face of that pipe is pretty pronounced. It's showing quite a bit. Where you can see on the top it doesn't show at all, but on the bottom it does. Now we go in and we're transitioning to ABS plastic, and at this point we are approximately 3 foot 8 inches deep at that point. Now we transition to ABS plastic at this point, and the joints here look good. We make a couple of turns. Gonna make a couple of turns, and then we transition. I believe we transition back to vitreous clay in here. We're still in ABS. Now we transition right here at the property line back to vitreous clay, 6-inch vitreous clay that has been lined with a CIPP sewer liner. It's cured in place piping sewer liner, and you can see the letters on the right hand side that mark it as being a liner, sewer liner, CIPP liner. You've got to have this on there for inspection purposes. And the liner looked to be in pretty good condition, going all the way out to the city sewer. We're running from the property line right here all the way to the city sewer tie-in connection, and we look to be in pretty good condition all the way to that area. There's more lettering. on the side for the CIPP liner. Got a little bit of a belly in here, and that may have been causing a problem in the clay. Don't really suspect it'll cause a problem in the liner area. Shouldn't deteriorate the liner. The liner is an epoxy liner, resin liner, and we should be okay with that. Then we make a turn. We got a couple wrinkles in it as we make the turn, but that's fairly common. You have to be careful running a snake or running anything through here if you had a stoppage, because you could tear up this liner fairly easily. And then we drop into the city sewer. And there's our city sewer tie-in connection. You can actually see water flow. May not be much right now. Don't have a whole lot of water flowing, but there is some. We're going to pause for a moment. We're going to speak with the buyer of the property. Okay, I'm going to pull out of the sewer, and then we're going to head back up toward the back of the house. We're in the city sewer. We've already examined all the joints. We're just going to pull all the way out since we've already viewed this area and we've marked everything as well. Now we're going to go up back toward the house, or toward the backyard, excuse me. This is a two-way clean out. Now we're pulling back toward the mainline clean out, and we're back up and out. And we're going to zero out our camera. And put our counter on. Now we're going to go back toward the backyard. If we can get the camera to go that way. Sometimes it's a little bit difficult. And we transition immediately to vitreous clay. And I think we got an offset right here. Having a hard time getting over this joint. But we did get over it. We'll run back now toward the backyard. And that joint appears to be in fairly good condition. And we got some root intrusion here. And we got a crack in the face of the piping that goes from about the 5 o'clock area and starts going around toward about the 7, 8 o'clock area. But we also have root intrusion at the top. We got a large crack here that is in the middle of the piping. We got a pretty large crack right there. And that's just on the other side of the fence. It's a stable fence, I don't believe. Oh, there it is. It's a secondary fence. You have one gate that's in the front of the house right by the water main, and then you have the secondary fence that'll go to the backyard. So we got a major crack here as well, and we have a lot of roots. Pushing and those roots are loose. Somebody may have cleaned the line. We got a large belly in here as well, and we do have major roots right here. We have major roots we just went through, and we're going to try and we're completely underwater right here. We have ABS plastic coming back a little ways, and then we transition to the clay. We're underwater. We have a major issue here. I'm going to take a look at it to a point that we come out of the house. We're turning and going back into the house. Now we're turning and coming out. The line is not deep enough here. We don't have the proper fall on the line. This sewer line will probably have to be regraded. So it'll have to be dug up and hand graded to get the proper fall. Major issue back here. This line is just full of water, completely full. So that's telling me we have no grade. And we also have major roots in the line. Try and rinse our camera lens off again a little bit. And pull back. Major roots in the joints. We're full of water, and our camera lenses pretty clouded. Okay, we've cleared the camera lens. We're going to try as hard as we can to pull back and get to a point where we can see it once we come out of it. But we're going through major root intrusion, and we got clay all the way back to about 25 feet. Just major roots in the line. Can't really see whether the line is cracked or broken, but I would imagine that it probably is with the amount of roots that there are in the line. You can see heavy roots in that joint, but it's not graded properly either. So this area will need to be fixed, and we're going through major roots right there at that point. Just coming back from our clean out, going through. Looks like a little bit of mud in the line too. And that concludes our video sewer inspection. So we are going to recommend that the sewer line be replaced and graded out properly from the back of the house where it turns and goes into the bathroom areas, which is approximately 30 feet, and then goes all the way out to the 4 to 6 inch connection. That concludes our video sewer inspection.